WillNisley.com. Will Nisley.
Delivering your Tuesday edition of CNN 10, I'm Carl Azuz. I'm a real person, unlike the anchor you're going to see later in the show, and I am personally grateful to have you watching. Okay, let's get started. U.S. President Donald Trump has signed a proclamation that will prevent certain migrants from seeking asylum in America. Here's what that means. Asylum refers to protection for people who are being mistreated. For those who are persecuted in their home countries because of their race, religion, nationality, political opinion, or membership in a certain group, the U.S. government allows them to apply to stay in America. President Trump's proclamation puts a new limit on that. Migrants who illegally cross into the U.S. from its southern border with Mexico will no longer be eligible to apply for asylum, at least for 90 days. Here's why the proclamation was issued. The president wants to decrease illegal immigration to the U.S. and to further discourage the caravans of migrants who are now traveling through Mexico from coming to America. Many of them are expected to seek asylum. Here's why the proclamation is controversial. Advocacy groups, including the American Civil Liberties Union, say the Trump administration is trying to override current U.S. asylum law. They call the proclamation illegal, and they've filed a lawsuit to challenge it. The rule took effect on Saturday. The government says it will not apply to migrants who came into the country before it was issued or to people who present themselves at legal ports of entry into the U.S. 10-second trivia. In what year did a vote recount in Florida delay the results of a U.S. presidential election? 1796, 1992, 2000, or 2004? Though the election took place on November 7th, 2000, a recount in Florida held up the results until more than a month later. It's been 1 week since the 2018 U.S. midterm elections were held, but the results of some races are still unknown, and the state of Florida is once again conducting a high-stakes recount. There are 3 races that are too close to call. In the race for governor, former U.S. Representative Ron DeSantis, a Republican, had about 34,000 more votes than Tallahassee Mayor Andrew Gillum, a Democrat. In the race for Florida's U.S. Senate seat, current Governor Rick Scott, a Republican, had about 12,500 more votes than current Senator Bill Nelson, a Democrat. And in the race for Florida's Agriculture Commissioner, candidate Nikki Fried, a Democrat, had about 5,300 more votes than candidate Matt Caldwell, a Republican. Florida's doing a mandatory recount because the margins of leadership in all 3 of these contests is under 0.5%. And part of the controversy is, at the end of Election Day, it appeared that the 3 Republican candidates had larger leads over their opponents than they did after late vote counts came in from some Florida counties. So Republican candidates have suggested that Democrats are trying to commit fraud to win the elections, while Democrats have suggested that Republicans are trying to keep all the votes from being counted. Florida's recount of 8.5 million votes has to be done by this Thursday night. If it's not, then the current counts and results are likely to stand. Who is your hero? The top 10 CNN heroes of 2018 have been named. They'll each receive a $10,000 cash prize, and the person who becomes CNN Hero of the Year will win quite a bit more. You'll recognize several of the nominees if you've been watching our show daily, and today we have a refresher on who they are and what they've done.
I'm Anderson Cooper. All year long, we've been introducing you to some truly remarkable individuals. We call them CNN Heroes, everyday people changing the world. Now it's time to announce the top 10 CNN Heroes of 2018. From Lagos, Nigeria, programmer Abisoye Ajay Akinfolarian. Her coding program gives disadvantaged girls the skills and confidence to transform their lives. In Washington, D.C., college student Maria Rose Belding created an online platform that prevents food waste and fights hunger. From Basalt, Colorado, Amanda Boxtel. She was paralyzed in a skiing accident, and technology helped her walk again. Today, she helps others follow in her footsteps. Frustrated by the violent injuries he saw in the emergency room, Dr. Rob Gore now helps young people in Brooklyn stay safe and resolve conflict peacefully.
go, guys.
From Twin Falls, Idaho, Luke Mickelson helps kids in need rest easy by giving them free beds. In San Diego, California, Susan Muncie. She survived trafficking. Now she gives women housing and hope to start a new life. 87-year-old Florence Phillips was born to immigrant parents. Now she provides free English language and citizenship classes in Carson City, Nevada. From Lima, Peru, Ricardo Punchon. This doctor provides free housing and support to seriously ill children and their families while they receive medical treatment. High school English teacher Ellen Stackable helps incarcerated women in Oklahoma find their voices and heal from trauma. And finally, from Kansas City, Missouri, veteran Chris Stout, whose tiny homes help homeless veterans rebuild their lives. Congratulations, the top 10 CNN heroes of 2018. Now it's time for you to decide who'll be named CNN Hero of the Year and receive $100,000 to continue their work. Just go to CNNHeroes.com to learn how to vote for the CNN hero who inspires you the most. And be sure to tune in to CNN Heroes and All-Star Tribute. Once again, I'll be co-hosting with Kelly Ripa as we celebrate all of the honorees live from New York, Sunday, December 9th at 8 p.m. Eastern.
Austin, Texas has South by Southwest, which brings technology together with a music festival. Las Vegas, Nevada hosts CES, the Consumer Electronics Show, which has exhibitors from thousands of technology companies. And Dubai, United Arab Emirates recently wrapped up its annual GITEX event, where robots played a starring role this year.
This is GITEX, the Gulf Information Technology Expo, the biggest tech show in the Middle East. More than 4,000 exhibitors from 100 different countries turned up this year. What really stands out at GITEX compared to all the other tech conferences we see around the world is the amount of money governments in this part of the world are pouring into tech. Not just the amount of money they're investing in tech companies, but the way they're trying to guide tech startups in their nations to innovate to meet the needs of the Gulf region.
Isn't it annoying having to walk back to your car just to place your parking ticket on the dashboard, especially in our hot weather?
This is one of the more meaningful inventions that I've seen at GITEX. It's a water robot, and I love the idea because it's so basic. It just has a net and it's going around picking up garbage that's in the water, and then at the end the net will come up so that it collects everything and it can't go back out again. Other bits of tech here are more lighthearted. This robot's making me nervous. This whole setup may look like a gimmick, but it actually demonstrates incredibly well how little of a chance man has versus machine. Ha! Take that! But they often display just how far machines and robots have come in recent years. And for Dubai, it means being at the front and center of the latest technology developments. This is rolling all around the floor, but it's not a vacuum cleaner. It's actually all part of the research into automating vehicle inspection. So this would go under your car, take pictures, and send that back to an algorithm that's trying to figure out what's wrong with your car, and then it will text you that information. I don't have a car anymore. If you don't like looking in your rear view mirror and seeing blue and red lights flashing, imagine this showing up behind you or over you. This is a quadcopter that Dubai is experimenting with, not to give out traffic tickets, but more for things like search and rescue. Each unit will set a municipality back about $150,000. Yes, I asked to take a ride. No, they wouldn't let me.
I'm kind of glad my job isn't just to anchor CNN 10, but to write it as well, because that's one thing this guy can't do.
Hello, everyone. I'm an English artificial intelligence anchor.
You hear that? He said artificial intelligence, not the real thing. He's part of an effort to show off China's new AI technology. True, he looks professional, and he won't lose his voice to a cold or need to take breaks. But he is absolutely useless unplugged, whereas I keep on going. And as far as his delivery goes, He's robotic, y'all. So what if he can anchor digits all day long? And what if his hair and his fashion are the very high definition of cutting edge? When it comes to his reporting, he's only two-dimensional. When it comes to personality, he just can't deliver. Maybe one day there'll be more virtual anchors and they'll make news. But until then, we're keeping it real on CNN 10. I'm Carl Azuz.
WillNisley.com. Will Nisley.
I only call you when it's